You're listening to The Kelly Slusher Show with your host, Kelly Slusher.
It's the 24-hour toilet blowout sale extravaganza. Toilet blowout sale. Toilet World. Toilets starting as low as just 15 cents. While supplies last.
Don't be a stinker and miss out on this one.
We're making room for new inventory. Every toilet must go. Buy 2 toilets, get 1 free, sorta. Pay now or no payments until 2025. Come test drive your new pooper. Try the new iToilet. Toilet bowl too small? Need an upgrade? Don't wait. Don't delay. Act now like you're gonna come down. Big bowls, small bowls, mini bowls, tiny bowls, teeny bowls. Don't miss out. Toilet World. Toilet Blowout Sale. Toilet World.
Hey everybody, thanks for joining me. This is my 9th episode, and that was Toilet Blowout Sale. I created that about 10 years ago, and it was basically for the Smelly Show, which is my puppet show that I do. It's so I have these puppets. I make some of them. They're all basically, mostly they're handmade. Smelly, I altered her a little bit, so she looks like a classic, one of those like Muppet type of puppets. I got her at a thrift store years ago for $1.91, and she had like some weird black yarny hair, and I switched it out for blonde because I had blonde hair at the time. My name's Kelly, her name's Smelly, and then my puppet Smelly has a puppet named Shelly, and so she's a tinier version of Smelly. And Smelly talks like this, and she's got this really cute voice. And then Shelly, she's got this really deep voice, and I made her this like really like roughneck kind of lady, you know. I used to be an underwater Navy supervisor, like whatever that is. But yeah, so that you can find that on YouTube, but that's where I have it. That's the platform, because I mentioned that YouTube like a bunch last time. It's not like I'm like all about YouTube. It's what we have right now. So that skits from the Smelly Show. And the other part I wanted to mention about that is there are comedians that say, you know, hey, toilets, farts, poo and pee and all that isn't funny. And I beg to differ. So I took a class it was like an improv class years ago. Around the same time, I actually did this toilet blowout. So I think I had just done this. For some reason, I thought I needed to take a class to do comedy. I took one of the classes. Okay, so I show up, I do one, and I hate it. I absolutely do not like what this guy's saying, this instructor. First thing he says to the whole class was like, first off, I just want to let you know, farting jokes, poop jokes, all that stuff, not funny. You need to know the rules of comedy. And I'm thinking, there are no rules in comedy. Yeah, you can offend people. Maybe you don't want to do that. You know, maybe you don't want to be a complete racist jerk, you know. There's things you don't want to do that you don't go to. There's some people that will go there. But as far as like rules of like what's funny, I was like, because I knew that I had done the toilet blowout cell at that point, and I knew I did the I fart, which... See, I fart. I did put that. That's like a little device that you put up to your butt. But at the same time, you don't want to overdo it. It's every once in a while. It's funny. So I did not agree with that. I'm like, don't. And the other thing is when you tell people this is funny, this is not funny. For me, comedy is a flow. It's a natural flow. And if someone's constantly like in their head being like, well, I can't say that, you're gonna really block the flow. You know what I mean? Like, it's all about, it's random. And also you cannot teach someone to be funny. You are either funny or you're not. I really don't think you can learn to be funny. Maybe, but it's one of those things, like you can learn to play music, but you aren't necessarily going to be like a great musician, you know? It's like you aren't. Like you were born with that skill or you don't. You can learn things and you can pick it up, but you're either natural or you're not. So to try to teach that, anyway, I ended up not being into that class at all, and I didn't go back. I had gotten the flu, like the only time in my life I got the flu, and that was a good reason not to go back. So a follow-up. So I posted, I don't think I mentioned this, and I really hope I'm not repeating myself. I'm pretty sure I did not say this last time. I put an ad up for, did I mention this? No, I don't think so. I put an ad up. Okay, I just want to follow up on an ad that I placed like a few weeks ago for, it was a fake band ad, and it was inspired by all the really bad things and people, like some of the ads that you find on, like if you go to Craigslist and you go to the band section, if you're a musician, you will probably be familiar with this, unless you've been fortunate enough to just be, you know, always have like the right players around you. Like sometimes you got to go to Craigslist because, and I have met some people through that and had good experiences, but it's kind of like you really have to go through a huge weeding out process, and you always get these people that are just like, yeah, my name is Michael Powers and I'm here to, you know, or you get like this, you know, these people that are like, they're super cheesy and they might be really kind of full of themselves, and you're like, oh boy. Or they might be decent, but you just don't have the same vision. Like, oh my gosh, it's like, it's quite funny. So I decided I was going to put a fake ad up. And I was going to see. So to me, it was about the response. And I couldn't believe how many people did not respond. Because if I saw this ad, I would be laughing. But that was also the other thing, is kind of curious if people were going to, they take themselves a little too seriously. And I think that that's important. So that's another part of this too, is you can't take yourself so serious. So I posted guitarist looking to form band. And then he has this, you know, the picture is this guy with his googly eyes and his silly guitar. And then I posted, I'm looking to form the worst band ever created. I'm a horrible songwriter. I can't sing and my guitar only has 2 strings. I'm tone deaf to boot. I'm looking for a bassist, a drummer with like quote marks, keyboards, and a fiddler. No need to know how to play. I don't have a rehearsal space either. Like all the things you just don't want, you know. And I only had one lady say, like, she just replied, and this took weeks just for one reply of like this the laugh face. And then I replied to her like 3 laughy faces back. Like, yeah, you know, thank you for, you know, at least acknowledging this, because it's obviously just being silly. And then the other one I got last week, and I didn't even know how to reply. The guy's like, hey, I'm a bass player, and let me know when you get a rehearsal space. You know, we can, you know, I'd love to jam with you. And I'm like, wait a minute, that just threw me off. I haven't replied, because I was like, wait a minute, no. Are you just playing along with the joke? He's got to be playing along. I didn't reply back, but I really probably, I kind of don't want to, because then I'm like, okay, now I'm going down some weird rabbit hole. But I just was more about the responses, because I think things like that are really funny. I just remember there was these artists that would put like fake flyers up like around town, and we like lost pin cap, lost cracker, you know, lost like really random things like that. And I saw those around. It was in New York. I saw those around. I was like, that's the best. Like I thought that really, really cool. And then like a few years ago, I decided to kind of see, like, so I did a little internet search to see if anything, you know, if those people, if there was any mention of those artists, and I actually found them. And there was a video of them. Someone replied, hey, I think I found your pen cap. And they met, they filmed it. They met and they were just all playing along. And there's these like, you know, showing them the pic. It's like, I don't think that's it. It had more of like a, you know, and then the other one was the cracker, like found a cracker. And then they did show up, you know, and again, like the car pulls up and they're like, so is this it? That's the cracker, you know, and it was so good because everyone was just playing along with it. I'm like, I love fun people. I love when people can just be playful. Because the worst is when I'm like being my normal kind of playful self and somebody is really serious and they correct me all the time. We're not going to hang out, because I hate to tell you that I'm just kidding. I'm joking right now. If I have to keep being like, I'm joking. It's really hard to hang out with people like that. It's like I'd rather just not talk than have to be like, you need to be quiet. So let's listen to something.
Business lamb. For all your lamb-related business. Not a bad idea, because he's the one that you need to talk to if you have any questions regarding lamb. The business lamb. Business lamb. Not a bad idea.
So back in the day, I used to draw the business lamb, and he's like this very specific little drawing of like this little puffy little guy, and he always has like human looking eyes. He's always kind of looking to the side, and he always has a little tie. I always draw a little tie, and I named him the business lamb because I think that I was showing my drawing to somebody and they thought I said business lamb, but I didn't, and I was like, okay, he's the business lamb. So it's been that this whole time. And then what is the business lamb? Well, he's the guy that, he does all the lamb business. If you have anything related to lamb, that's my favorite part. So I just had this remembrance. I was remembering something. I used to work in Midtown Manhattan. I was this receptionist for this furniture showroom, and I had moved to New York. I was like 20. I was like 20 something, and I kind of randomly moved to New York. So, and I hardly had any money saved, but I didn't care at the time. Did not care because I was in New York, and I paid my rent. I think I had like $5 left over. Next day, I go out on the street, go to like Lower East Side and just start handing my resume out. And I get a job. I hate it. I think I worked at, it was like a cafe, and I was just helping customers, but it was super draining. Like you would have to it was like one of those cafes that was open all night long, or maybe till 3 or 4 in the morning, like something like that. And the music was just blasting in my ear, and I don't know. And that environment, I was like, I can't do this. This is going to be too hard for me to have. And back then I would consider myself an introvert. I'm not that way now, but I was much more of an introvert than I was. I can still get introverted, but nothing like that. So then I quit that, and then I ended up calling some employment agency. Let's see. And I went in and I filled out some stuff, and then I get a call from them, and she's like, okay, I've got something for you, but you need to call this number. So I called this number, and it was this guy. He's like, oh yes, my friend is looking. I'd love to say his name on the air, I'd love to say his name, but I probably shouldn't because it's going to be way too personal, so I shouldn't. But he has this really interesting name. And he's like, so-and-so is looking for this, to fill this receptionist position, and you're perfect fit for this. And I'm thinking, one, I never had receptionist experience that I can remember. Okay, no, I did. No, I'm wrong. I did. I worked in an office. I worked in a few offices. That's right. But the way he was saying, he's like, well, he really likes women that are artistic and look a certain way. So basically they had screened me physically, and maybe they took pictures. I don't know what it was, but can't say his name, but that guy, oh my gosh, it was so weird. It's like had these like headhunters or whatever, like, okay, no, she's perfect. So then I go in and I meet the guy who's, so I never meet this one middleman. He was like this middleman, and he was like, okay, now call this guy. So this middleman hooks me up. I don't say not the word hook up. Connects me with the guy looking for this specific type of female as the receptionist. I was a little artist. I dressed really artsy fartsy, and at the time I had really short kind of funky hair, and I don't know, for some reason. So I show up and I get an interview, and the guy's just like super excited about me working for him, because I was, a musician and I'm an artist, and he was like, oh yeah. So they had me sitting pretty, like in the very, as these people would walk through the door, and I'd be like, hi, welcome. Can I say the place? I think I can say it. Hi, welcome. No, I'm not going to say it. I'll make up a fake name. Hi, welcome to LLC. I don't know. No, I'm not going to say it because no, I don't. I really don't want these people to know I'm talking about them. So Anyway, so I would like greet people, and famous people would walk through that door all the time, you know, and I'd be like, whoa, like Moby, I can say that. Moby walked through the door, like, what's her name? I don't remember. I'm not really good at like remembering. A lot of people probably I didn't even know were famous walking through that door, because the furniture was like $30,000 for like a sofa, and you can't call it a couch, it's a sofa. So it's a furniture showroom, and it was modern, and they were super into I don't know, it was ridiculous. And I was like he liked the way I looked, you know, it was part of the whole thing. So I had the right look and I had the right attitude, but inside I was suffering because I was super introverted, and I had to be the face. I had to answer the phone. I had to direct the calls. I had to pretend that I was okay with all of this, and I wasn't. I was, oh my gosh. So then I would come home at night, and I lived in Brooklyn, and I would sit there with my keyboard, with my guitar, and I made a whole album just from that experience. That is the album, The Story of My Life. I have that up, and the songs are they're pretty deep, and they're really like, you can feel it, you know. A lot of people would say they can feel my emotions through my songs, and so that's definitely one of those situations. I'm drinking iced coffee right now. Hear the ice? Probably shouldn't be drinking iced coffee. I probably be drinking more water, but I'm just kind of feeling a little tired. No, but okay, so where I'm getting to with this story, anyway, I wasn't even going to go into that story, but then I started telling it, and I'm like, whoa, no, I'm going to talk about that. But, it was so hard for me. And you're in this big city. You're the first person they see. And I had to play this part. And it wasn't what I wanted. But I ended up making a really great album. And I went to Colorado and flew and recorded it with my friend Chris. And he produced it. And so I do love listening to that album because I think about that time. And music is such therapy. And one time I was on my lunch break, and I'm walking, and this guy walks up to me. He just stops. I'm just walking. He goes, "You're a robot." And then he keeps walking. And I was like, I'm not a robot. I'm not a robot. Why did he say I'm a robot? What, do you walk around? So like to me, that's like the biggest mystery. Like, why would you, for one, stop someone and say you're a robot? Two, I wasn't a robot. Maybe I looked robotic because I just wasn't. No, I kind of started tripping out a little bit. I was like, what if I am a robot? What if I'm a robot and I don't realize I'm a robot? Does a robot know it's a robot? But he was probably saying that I was just like everybody else, you know, just someone just walking around kind of like mindlessly. I don't know why he called me a robot. I'm not. And then you can go down that world of like, well, why did he call me? Is he just telling everyone they're a robot? But he was so clear about it. And it was disturbing. Things like that. I'm not a robot. Never was, never will be. I'm full of emotion, you know? And I just want to mention that if you are enjoying this podcast, The Kelly Slusher Show, will you please rate and subscribe to my podcast. This helps me grow it. It helps me be able to reach other people, and it helps the robots to know people are listening to this and enjoying it. Thank you. Let's listen to something else.
Ring, 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 ring. Oh, hello? Congratulations! You just won a free cruise. What? No way. That's right, a free cruise. Incredibly free. Are you sure there's no catch? Would we lie to you, lady? This is absolutely 100% free. No hidden costs. Oh, wow, I just feel so, oh my gosh, I'm so excited. I get a free cruise. Absolutely free cruise. We're just going to need your credit card number. Oh, wait, why would you need my credit card number? I thought it was absolutely free. It's absolutely free. We just need $16.95 to secure your spot. Okay, that makes no sense. What do you mean? I thought it was free. Secure your spot now before the deal ends in 5 minutes. 1, 2.
Look, fake lady.
3.
This isn't free.
4,
this is a complete scam.
6.
So I did recently play that in a previous podcast, but I don't think I talked about it. I like to explain these skits a little bit more. Sometimes I realize people don't know where I'm coming from, and maybe it is better when people know where I'm coming from. I think that one's kind of obvious. I literally got that phone call someone called and they said I won this cruise, but I had to pay $60 or something. And I'm like, but it's not free. You're still asking me to pay. Nope, it's free. No, it's not. So I thought it was really funny and it made a really great skit. We can all relate to this. All my stuff, hopefully, is pretty relatable, like real things that happen. I have 2 words to say to you right now. Lizard push-ups. That's right. I am looking out my window and there is a lizard and he's literally like doing push-ups. What are they doing? I'm gonna look into that. Why do lizards do push-ups? Like, what? Are they communicating? Are they literally working out? Oh, now you're staring at me. Ah, you're doing it again. So, okay, I wanted to add this because I thought it was kind of funny. I heard about someone calling into work and they had this really elaborate reason why they couldn't come into work. And so I started thinking about it and I'm like, I wonder what excuses people have actually made to call out, like someone actually thought it was a good idea. So I looked it up and I found some pretty interesting, funny things. And I guess people actually really said this, like they did like surveys and stuff. So here are some of the things that people have used for their excuses, and they probably collected these from employers. Okay, first one, employee said her cat was stuck inside the dashboard of her car. What? Okay, employees said they were kicked by a llama and suffered a broken leg as a result. Well, you better, have a broken leg. Employee said his girlfriend threw a pan of hot grits in his face. I'm sorry, I can't come in. My girlfriend threw a pan of hot grits in my face. I'm going to be out for a couple days. Employees said their parakeet had the flu and needed to be taken care of. Employees said her roots were showing and she had to keep her hair appointment because she looked like a mess. Okay. Employees said he broke his arm reaching to grab a falling sandwich. Employees' pressure cooker had exploded and scared her sister, so she had to stay home. Wow. Employees said they were stuck under the bed. What? Why? Employee said the universe was telling him to take a day off. Okay, the employee saying they were stuck under the bed. I mean, wouldn't that not be an impress? It would not impress your employer. These are people that do not care about their jobs and like impressing the employers and trying to move up because there's no way they'd be like, you can't even, you're stuck under the bed. That's you're not very intelligent, right? Employee said his wife found out he was cheating, so he had to spend the day retrieving his belongings from the dumpster. Employee claimed his grandmother poisoned him with ham. Then why would you blame your grandma? Why would you even put your grandma in this? Like it was her fault. Oh, my grandma. Yeah, I can't. I'm gonna have to. Sorry, I'm gonna be calling out. I can't come in today. My grandma, she poisoned me with her ham. Employee said she poked herself in the eye while combing her hair. Yeah, you know what? Hello. Do you really want these as employees? Employees said they chugged a bottle of mouthwash thinking it was Powerade and was sick as a result. Wow. That is about 22% of these surveys said they had fired an employee once discovering they had lied and given a fake excuse. Employee said his wife put all his underwear in the washer. Just go to work without underwear, right? Employee said he was going to the beach because the doctor said he needed more vitamin D. Wow. Employee ate cat food instead of tuna and was deathly ill. What? I mean, come on. Employee said she wasn't sick, but her llama was. How many people actually have llamas? Employee ate too much birthday cake. Oh my gosh. That is just nuts. Like, you just like go to work. I don't know. Don't people need money? I mean, I don't know. Isn't that why you have a job? Maybe these are people that don't really want the job. So, okay, yeah, I think it's time for me to call it a wrap. I'm gonna throw this one in the can. It's a wrap. Throw it in the can. It sounds like you're putting it in the toilet. I'm not putting it in the toilet. Okay, so we're gonna wrap it up. I am. But yeah, I'm wrapping it up at this point. And the other thing I want to say to you is thank you so much for listening. And yeah, I'm going to start working on episode 10. Yoo-hoo! And then I'm going to be also putting out another Mixcloud DJ set. And that's 2 things I'm going to be doing. Plusers. I am going to be recording another song. All fitting this in between my work schedule. I'm going to do it because I'm superhuman. Okay, you guys, thank you for listening. Bye-bye. Until next time, bye-bye. Bye-bye now.